Okay, it's Mr. Lincoln here with some more PowerPoint knowledge. We are on lesson 4 today, which is basically 888 in the book. Technically, it's 889, but I thought it'd be cool to say 888. Inserting and formatting pictures. Okay, in the Google Classroom, I have given out 3 files. One of which is the PowerPoint 04. Oh my gosh, I gave you guys. Did I give you the right one? Yes, but I don't have the right one out right now. It's P04 Try A, which is the PowerPoint. You have P04 Try B and Try C, and those 3 are pictures. Okay, so I need you to open up P04 Try A, the PowerPoint, right now. Okay. And what we're going to learn about today is inserting pictures and doing a couple things of formatting with the pictures to make them look cool, make them look better, to try and like space them and move them around so that they don't get in the way of your words. It's a very important thing. A lot of people don't really think about this too much when they slap down these pictures. Occasionally they forget that you do have to still be able to read the words even after you put the pictures in. And a lot of people go overboard on the pictures. They try, like I've seen kids, everybody look here. I've seen kids who have done presentations where it's like I asked them to put in like a list of their favorite songs like we did on the All About Me presentation. And then it's like on part 2, I say, okay, now fill that up with pictures and stuff. And it's like they'll list like 18 different musical bands that they like. And then they'll use pictures like this big of like album covers or something like that. And then they'll have like 800 of them across the screen. And I'm like, how is that helpful? How does that, I mean, yes, words and pictures, like pictures are, very helpful to describe things, but how does a picture this big when seen across the room, how does that help anything? That's not very helpful at all. So you gotta be able to like, utilize them the right way. And I'm gonna show you some tricks that I've used to like make my pictures more useful in that kind of fashion. Okay, so we have opened up our P04 Try A. Open up P04 Try A if you haven't done so already. Download it to the desktop if you need to. Don't forget, it's the triple dots. Open a new window. And then when it pops up again, there's a little arrow pointing into a bucket that you click to download. And then you download and open that bad boy up. And when you're ready, it will pop up with P04 Try PowerPoint. Yay! Okay, now the other thing that could possibly happen is we can also possibly need to use this in Google Classroom because we are unfortunately without our PowerPoints. So let's get out one on a web page using Google Slides, which we will find here. And eventually I will, as we go along, I will also show how to deal with this in Slides. Okay, so in the book, flipping to page 890, we're going to insert a picture. Pictures from data files. If you haven't done so already, also download those pictures. Okay, download those pictures from the Google Classroom as well if you haven't done that. It should be in your downloads folder whenever you download them out of there. Okay, we are going to go ahead and, well, it says to go to slide 2. Okay, so click here or scroll down, and this apparently is going to be a picture of the Seattle skyline, which is pretty cool because Seattle's kind of close to a mountain called Mount Rainier, and it's pretty cool. Now, we are going to go into this area that says click to add text, okay? Now, that is a place that we can use 2 different methods to get this picture in place. Number 1, if you want to use this placeholder box, okay, you can use this little picture thing right here to open up the dialog screen for inserting a picture. Okay? You can also go to the Insert tab, and this is what the book says to do. Okay. It also says that you can go to the Insert tab and insert a picture from there. But we will use this placeholder. We will click on Picture. And then we will go to the place where our pictures are stored. Yours should be in the Downloads folder because you downloaded it. Mine will be on my PC, desktop, and this one, that one, and go to here, go to there, and there. I got a little farther to go than you guys do. Okay, and insert. Once you found the picture that you want, click to insert. It should be this picture here that says P04 try B. Click on that one, press insert, and poof, the box goes away and a picture is installed in its place. Now you can see the beautiful Seattle skyline with the wonderful Seattle Space Needle and the beautiful Mount Rainier behind it. Okay, and this is Mount Rainier. Yes, it is not Mount St. Helens, which is the other one that's famous in the Washington area, which is the one that exploded many decades ago, causing a lot of the Pacific Northwest to be buried under ash, and it was pretty nasty. Okay, all right, now Control M. Here's a new trick. Control, hold it down, press the M as in monkeys, and new slide. Just like clicking this new slide button up here, Control M gives you a new one. Now, this new slide, and the title, we will call this Pigeon Point Lighthouse. Pigeon Point Lighthouse is the name of this slide. Now, if you go to the Layout tab after you're done with this, you can see that this is called a Content with Caption type slide. Okay, you have a small area off to the left here where you do your title. You have a small area underneath that where you could do your text, but most of the area is reserved for pictures. Be very careful with this though, because the text box area is rather small, and the text that it's using, if you look at it right now, is 15 point, which as we know is way too small to be used on a PowerPoint slide that you're using as a visual display. Okay, all right, one more time. We're going to go Insert this time. Go to the Insert tab, go to Pictures. And this time, navigate to the same exact place that you were on your Insert Picture thing. And this time, get picture P04 try C. P04 try C picture. Insert that one. So that is the other way to insert pictures. Okay, so either the Insert tab or using one of these handy-dandy placeholders, select on the picture one. Okay? Now, when you click on a picture, there is a lot that you can do with it. Let's go back to slide 2, the picture, the slide that has Seattle. Okay? This is nice and beautiful and wonderful and everything, but I need to like focus in a little bit more on the city and less on this random bush that apparently we were taking the picture behind. So I need to do what's called cropping. Okay? Click on the picture, and you will notice that you get a contextual tab for picture tools. The picture tools gives you a lot of different things that you could do with this. Okay? First off, there is the crop one over here. That's going to be useful later on. Okay? Now let's make more use of our space. We can also click and the little corners and on the sides where there are the little circles. Once again, the little circles can be used to increase the size of the picture. Now, if you use this, the ones on the side, it like silly putties them. It makes them go and stretches them. Okay, but if you use the ones in the corners, it keeps proportionality going. So it doesn't like get all wonky and like start looking weird and stuff. Okay? Now, take the picture. Find this thing with the little sunshine symbol called corrections. Okay, sometimes your pictures are too dark. Sometimes they are too light. You need to make some kind of correction to them. There are two things, sharpness and softness. If you sharpen a picture up, it provides more detail. If you soften it up, it kind of fuzzies everything a little bit. Okay, you can see that there's a gradation from softening 50, softening 25, sharpening 0, which means leave it alone, it's in the middle. Sharpen 25, sharpen 50. Okay, you can kind of see that like everything becomes like more clear if you go to the sharpen area. Okay, so let's go to sharpen 50 to make it highly detailed. Okay, click on sharpen 50 to make it highly detailed. And then hit the corrections again, and we're going to make it colorful as well. We are going to go to, if you notice, there's brightness and there's contrast. Okay. Okay. Now, these are all nice and everything, but it's like we could do like more with something else here. Okay. Go to the one that says color. Go to the block that says color. Here we can change a number of different things. The color saturation is how much the colors pop. Saturation of 0 basically means you have a black and white picture. You can also crank it up to 400% saturation, and the colors are super popping. Okay, crank that up to saturation 200%. Okay, other things that you can do, change the color tone. This thing called temperature basically like makes the reds and yellows more red and yellow, but makes the blues kind of less blue. And then there's recoloring. There's a lot of different options. Black and white, sepia tone, which is that old school like cowboy pictures. You know, you ever seen those like cowboy pictures that they do at Six Flags where everything's like it's black and white, but it's really like black and or brown and white. That's sepia. Washout means that there's a very like it's like very white detail over. Black and white. So it's just black and whites, no grays. There's also like color versions of it where it's like you can take the entire thing and just make it teal or turquoise, whatever that color happens to be. Okay, lots of different variations. Like you could even use your theme colors to like just give it a black. Basically, it's black and white, but all the whites are yellows. That's what that is. Black and white, except all the whites are greens. Okay. So a lot of different color effects that could be used. Artistic effects are pretty fun too. Everybody click on the artistic effects. You could change it to look like it's this picture is being done with markers, pencils, like a pencil sketch, line drawings. Like you could like have it like look like artistic stuff. Okay, like it's done as an oil painting, or like it's done with little mosaic tiles, okay? Like this one down here at the bottom is like a neon. It's like I've done everything in the neon colors. Okay, a lot of different ways to make your picture look very smooth and cool. All right, so let's leave that alone for a minute. Let's go back to our Google Slides. And once again, Google Slides, hey, guess what? This box that's just for clicking to add text, yeah, not so much. You got to go here to the insert image, and then you can upload from computers. Or if you got it in your Google Drive, you can click to do Google Drive. Okay. You'll get a little pop-up screen for going to where you need to go. That's not it. Okay. And then you resize the picture from there using the little handles. You can also click on the edges of these text boxes and press delete to get rid of them. Okay. Control M does work to give you a new slide. You can also go insert image here, but it basically gives you the exact same thing. Okay. But as far as changing the picture goes, you got some formatting options. Okay, and it does have recoloring, like I was showing you before. It does have recolor options, but no print preview. So you kind of just have to click it to see if it works or not, which some people are not really keen on. Okay, size and rotation, you can change the sizes here. Okay. This tool right here is the crop tool. You might be looking for that later. That's the crop tool right there. Okay. And I think that's all we can really do for now. It doesn't really have many of the same artistic effects. It's a very, once again, it's a very, shall we say, lightweight program that doesn't exactly do a whole lot. The brightness and contrast can be changed manually. Okay, so you can manually change those brightness and contrast values. So whatever the book said, like if it says 200% contrast, you can crank it up as much as it lets you do and stuff like that. Okay, but we're going to leave that alone for right now. We're just going to reset it back to normal. Okay. All right, so let's activate the crop tool. Click on the Seattle skyline here. Right over here in the picture tools area is the crop. Click on the crop part. Don't do the drop down because then you'll just have to crop anyway. Okay. Now the crop tool gives you these black outlines in the corners and on the sides, and this basically tells you where your new slide is going to go. Okay, so you could take these edges, move the edges around to where you're just seeing the city. Try and cut out most of these unnecessary trees here. Okay, anything in the gray area is going to get what's called cropped, basically cut out of the picture. The picture is going to be resized and enlarged to fit that box sometimes, but also just sometimes it just drops down to this size of picture. Okay, so when you have basically moved these black bars to where it is that you want to just see the part of the picture that you need to see, for example, you can scroll down a little bit also, because you don't necessarily need to see that much sky. You can either click on crop again here or press enter. I like pressing enter because it's easier. Or it doesn't work that way and you just press crop. Some programs like to use the press enter to do crop. I think Photoshop is like that. But apparently you click crop again here in PowerPoint. All right, so now the picture is exactly what we need it to be. Just the elements that are necessary. Okay. So move those around until you basically got it looking like that. And then click on the crop again. And bada boom, bada bing. You have a picture that's just the elements that you need. Same kind of stuff here. Let's go ahead and get the format options out of the way. We will use this crop image thing right here. Okay. You can also go to format, image, crop image. You get the same kind of squares. Same kind of adjustment tools here on the sides. Not that. Okay, once you've got that, press enter. See, most of the time pressing enter works. Now you've got the same cropped picture just like you like it. All right, is everybody ready? Everybody got it cropped? All right, move on to slide 3. Go back up to this lighthouse here. Now, in the picture tools, you have your picture styles. There are a lot of different picture styles. Usually, most of them add edging and framework and reflection kind of stuff. Okay? Like one of them here says soft edge rectangle. Basically, it takes the picture and it makes the edges all fuzzy. Okay? But you can also manually change a bunch of these by using the picture border, picture effects, and picture layout. Okay, picture layout's not too useful. We'll show you more of this later, but basically it turns it into a smart art. Picture border, all it does is puts, like a line around your picture, and what you can picture border, black line around the edges, and then you change it, and you can change the weight. You can make it like thicker, the line around the box thicker. Okay, you can also change the color of it to a different color. Okay, that's what picture border does. Okay, but picture effects is where the cool stuff is. Go to picture effects. Notice that we have shadows that can be placed around the picture. Okay, reflections, which show the opposite side of the picture, sometimes with separation. A glow, a fancy glowing thing around the edges of your picture. Ooh, fancy. Soft edges, like I said, the edge of the picture basically becomes fuzzy. And beveling, which basically means that there's some edge work done to it. It looks like a picture frame kind of thing around the sides. That's what's beveling. Okay, and then there's also the really fun 3D rotational area. We can like flip it around, change the perspective, change the way that it looks on the page. Like using 3D rotation on your pictures, and sometimes like some form of word art, which also changes the perspective of your picture, can kind of like create one of those. You got a picture here, and you got like "Welcome to Vegas," that kind of cool like perspective change on your picture stuff. All right, let's just go to soft edges though. Let's go to picture effects, picture tools, format, picture effects, soft edges, 25 point. Fuzzy glow around the outside, that's what soft edges do. Okay. All right, good times. Now, there's also more stuff that you can do with these. Click on the picture once again. There are, like if you look in the picture styles area, there is a drop-down menu underneath picture layout. Use that. And you've got your whole array of stuff that you can do here. Okay, for example, in your format picture, you have your fills. Okay, you can fill in your picture areas and stuff like that with these things. You can change the shadows. You go to the Pentagon here, you can change your effects, like your shadows, your drop-down shadows, your reflections, your glows. Okay, your artistic effects and things like that. Okay, all these things you can use here from this format picture drop-down box. Here is the size and stuff like that. So if you wanted to change the size of a picture from here, instead of doing it right here, which is very easy, you could also change it from this area right here. You can also scale it. You can also change the rotation without having to manually change the rotation. You change the rotation here. One of the things down here at the bottom, everybody click on this one right here that looks like the little 4 square arrows with some measuring sticks on the sides of the box here. Click on that one. Go down to the bottom. Okay, text boxes are available. Alt text, though. Alt text is one of those deep knowledge kind of things that's definitely asked on those tests that we do, like the Microsoft Office Specialist test that we did for Word, and we're probably pretty soon going to do for Excel. One of the things that you need to know how to do is to click and put in some alt text to your pictures, just in case somebody can't see or download the picture. There's title and description here. So that's where the alt text is on the size changing thing. Okay. You just you can like insert words for your alt text just in case your picture doesn't download or there's some problem with it. It'll give you like that little X, and then it'll give you the words on the screen saying what that picture is supposed to be. Okay, you can change those right here. And then finally, there's formatting picture stuff, corrections of the picture, like brightness, contrast, and all that stuff, picture color, temperature, saturation, and if you want to change the cropping. There is something to be careful about. Everybody take a look real quick. We're not going to do it, but I want to show you. If you go to File and if you go to Options, one of the options, if I'm not mistaken, in the Save, I want to say. No, it's Advanced. In the Advanced area, there's this thing called Image Size and Quality. Okay? Do you see where it says Discard Editing Data? Everybody look up here. And your options, your File, Options, Advanced, Image Size and Quality area, there is a thing that says Discard Editing Data. What that means is, did you crop the picture? Yeah. So all that extra stuff you don't really want to look at? Yeah. Okay. When you save and you close this out, I'm losing that forever. Okay? I don't care about that stuff anymore. You told me not to. So that's what that means. Discard editing data. Anything you've cropped out of a picture, gone forever. Out of your PowerPoint. Okay? You may have the original picture. The original picture may stay unchanged. But if you ever decide, oh, wait, I cut out the fourth member of the Beatles. Darn it, I forgot to put Ringo. Oh, I want to resize. Uh-oh. I can't resize that picture because I got rid of the rest of it. Wah, wah. You're out of luck. Okay? So if I clicked on that thing and I saved this PowerPoint and I closed it out, this tree line around here from the Seattle area, gone forever. Okay? All right. Now, I think we've pretty much got the handle on that stuff. Let's see. Same kind of thing in your Google Slides. If you've got a picture, you have formatting options, size and rotation, positional stuff. Where does it go? Recoloring things, like changing like what kind of thing it is. Like, does it look like brown or sepia tone? Adjustments for transparency and brightness and contrast are all here. Drop shadows. You can put in a shadow behind it. Reflections, you can cause a reflection to happen with the picture. But that is the extent, more or less, of all the good fun, good times had by all kind of things that you can do with it. So not a lot of fun formatting options for that stuff, But yeah, it is what it is. It's Google Slides. You can't really get too into it and stuff. I don't know. Yeah, border weight. You could put a border, an edge around it if you wanted to. Changing the border color if you really wanted to. Yeah, you can change some of those things, but it's like outside of that, you're not going to have too much going on there. Okay. All right. Good times. So, oh no. Please tell me I didn't change the one that's in the Google Classroom. Okay, good. That one's not that. And good. And good. All right. Whew. So glad I didn't accidentally change the ones in the Google Classroom. All right. So that's pretty much it for today. That was what we were going to talk about as far as those things are concerned. But we have a little bit of extra time. Let's look at Lesson 5, formatting. We don't need to pull out anything here. Finding and replacing text and fonts in a presentation. Let's say we don't want to say, we got Pacific Images, Sail Skyline, Pigeon Lighthouse. Okay, so just like in Word, you've got your editing section here with find and replace. Now, if you use replace, click on replace, you got the options are find what and replace it with what. So let's say I don't want to say skyline. I want to change skyline. I'm going to change it to Seattle Sights, S-I-G-H-T-S. Okay. You can choose to replace one or replace all. If there's more than one, click on replace all, and bada boom, bada bing, it changes it. Yay. Okay. Super simple, super easy stuff. Selecting text and placeholders. If you need to get words, you just click in the box, the placeholder, and click and drag. Okay? Double clicking gets you one word. Triple clicking gets you all the words. Okay. Appearance, size, changing text, changing colors, all of that stuff, same kind of things you did in Word with the font stuff. Okay, changing the font. Okay, changing bold, italics, underlines, shadow effects. You have shadow effects now, by the way, which is really cool. Other things like strike through, where the words can't, like, you got a little bar through them. Okay. The spacing, you can actually change the spacing of the letters, where it's like it's a loose spacing. Okay. You can make the letters like appear to be like more or less close to each other. Okay. And you can always change like everything to uppercase letters, change everything to lowercase letters, toggle it, increase, decrease the size. This is very important, increasing and decreasing size. It's always a good idea to like use the space effectively. Okay. Also changing color, you got your A with the red bar here. That's a changing of color. Okay. You change it to different colors. Using that, you can choose more colors from like the weirdo, like, you know, hexagon here, to changing this on a slider bar. But if you decided that you don't want to do those changes, you can clear the formatting and it turns it back into regular text like you had before. Using this little pink eraser with the A on it, that changes it back. Okay? Now, let's say you like a particular style of formatting that you did to it. Bold, italics, and underline. Highlight the stuff that you like. Go over here to Format Painter. Click on it. Click on the other slide. Highlight over the stuff that you want to look the same. Ta-da! So once again, that is Format Paintering. You click on something that looks like what you want other stuff to look like. You click on Format Painter. You click on the next slide that you want to go to, and you highlight the stuff that you want to change. Bada bing! Okay, undo and redo, we all know what that is. Control Z is your friend. Control Y is like, oh, why did I change that? Put it back. Control Z is your friend. All right, that's lesson 5, and we are pretty much out of time for today. Thank you, folks, for tuning in. You may go ahead and close this out. You can save it if you want to, but you don't have to if you don't want to. All right, that's all for today, folks. Hope you had a good time, and we will see you on Yana.